Hello, thank you for tuning into another episode of Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. I'm Jason Luntz. Today I wanted to invite somebody that I think is doing amazing things in the Nashville community. I'm sitting here with Eric Capehart of All the King's Men. How you doing today?
I'm good, man.
All right. Well, I've been hearing a lot about what your organization's been doing, so I thought it was important that our viewers would be introduced to you if they don't know about you. And
right.
So basically, we could just start off with you first telling us what is All the King's Men and what exactly do you do?
All the King's Men is a faith-based mentorship organization, and what we do is we provide mentorship clubs and mentorship programs to boys between the ages of 5 up to the ages of 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say mentorship clubs and organizations or events?
Mentorship clubs and programs.
And programs.
Yes.
Okay. So that sounds a little different than other things I've heard. That means, so what's an example of a program that you would?
All right. So the way we deliver our mentorship is in 3 different ways. Our traditional signature program was what we call a community club, meaning that we have programs that are delivered in the community centers.
Okay.
We started off our organization in Hadley Park Community Center. We spent 3 years there, and we spent the last 3 years in another community center right around the corner at Watkins Park Community Center.
Okay.
And so it's after school. It's after school based between whatever the hours that the club decides. They do enrichment things. We also have a King's philosophy that all the students learn, and we use a balance of structured and unstructured activities to facilitate that day.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, you said you have a philosophy that the children have to learn?
Yes.
So it's like by heart?
Yeah. Memorize.
You have to memorize it?
Memorization. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. So how did you decide what this philosophy was?
Yeah. Well, you know, to tell that story, I have to talk more about how the organization was founded.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's
great.
great.
I was running for competing in the Mr. Tennessee competition, the first ever Mr. Tennessee competition, and the only reason I was in the competition is because I wanted to win the cash prize of $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always tell people that was the entrepreneur in me.
Yeah.
I'm like, pageant, you're gonna get me $2,000 if I win. And I had competed in pageants before at Tennessee State University. Mr. TSU, I competed in that pageant, so I had experience, and so I said, hey, I'll give it a shot. And a week before the show, the guy that was helping me with my pageant, he asked me, what are you going to do if you win? And I was like, man, I'm glad you asked because I hadn't even thought about it. I'm only thinking about winning this money, and
wow.
So I began to pray about it, and one night, All the King's Men, just the name, All the King's Men, it kept ringing in my head. And I finally just got up and I wrote it down, and I ended up writing out a 9-month mentorship curriculum that night.
That night?
That night, yeah.
Wow.
In the middle of the night. And I still have the napkin that I wrote it on in red ink. I still have it. And I look at it, I have to find, I know where it is, but I go to it and I look at it from time to time as inspiration to keep going, when things don't seem to be going in the right direction.
Wow. So you came up with this. So you were still a college student at the time, or you were at school?
No, this is way after college.
Okay, so it was after college. So did you end up winning?
No.
Oh.
I didn't win, but the night of the competition, I talked about it. This is what I'm going to do if I win, and I spoke very passionately about it because I believed in it. I believed in the vision that I saw, and after the show, people were coming up to me, and I remember one of the contestants, I think it was his father or uncle or somebody, he said, if you ever run for office, I'm going to vote for you. And it struck me because we were doing nothing political. I wasn't giving any type of political speech. I was just sharing with somebody a vision that I had, that I believed in. And I think it was the passion behind my delivery that made that individual and other individuals feel inspired.
Yes.
So that's how All the King's Men came about. And the King's philosophy, which is the question you asked me, I was inspired to write that as well. It's a statement of purpose. Once I decided we're going to do this, I said our members need to have a statement of purpose. Like, who are we? And in that moment, I was asking God to give me what it was that He wanted us to say, and we thus came the King's philosophy.
Great, great. Now, how do these young men in the community find your organization, find these programs?
Yeah. Like I said, traditionally we've people called us, mostly word of mouth. We started off in community centers with $0 for any type of marketing budget or anything. We just had a vision that we wanted to help young people, and we wanted to help them, lead them in a path of staying away from juvenile court. So we did a lot of mentoring, and we just kept doing it, and the boys kept coming. And so once the boys kept coming, that's when we realized we had something, and that we needed to continue it on. And so we started slowly building awareness by talking to the parents, getting to know the parents, and hearing the parents' stories of how their son being involved in our organization has not only changed his life, but also how it's affecting the change in the family, in the household. So it's those types of stories that we would hear, and then we would try to share those stories with our donors and the people who believed in what we do.
Oh man, that's awesome. Now, speaking of donors, how do people go about donating, or do you have fundraisers? And I don't want to get too much into your business.
No, it's fine.
I know
it's a nonprofit.
It's nonprofit.
You got to tell it all.
Oh, it's all public. Oh, good. So, no, but honestly, I'm wondering, how do you go about raising money for an organization like this?
Well, we have multiple streams of income, just like any business. You have revenue, and then you have expenses, and our revenue comes from our clubs. We no longer are able to deliver our services for free, I should say. And so we do have a service fee, and a part of the service fee included in that budget is we actually pay our mentors. We have trained and oriented, certified All the King's Men mentors that we use to facilitate our club operations, whether it's in the school or we don't pay our team mentors yet, because it's a new thing and I haven't told you about it yet, but we do pay our mentors. So that's one way that we have revenue. We also have a social enterprise called Leaders, where we are the youth market experts, and we're a team of youth market experts, and we come together and we provide. Our mission is to help youth serving organizations fulfill their missions. And so we do that through a number of different programs and products and services, that like public speaking, workshop, training, strategic planning.
Oh wow!
That's what we do at. So that's cool. That's something that we just rolled out. We've been working on it for a couple of years now, but we're slowly rolling it out into the market, into the youth market. And so that's another way that we generate funds. And of course we do donors. We kind of went away from doing like the traditional, let's have a dinner, raise money. Those things cost a lot of money, and in the past we haven't really made a lot. We've done those things, and we've had larger events, but it really didn't. It was really more of us using the money that the donors give us to have big extravagant parties.
That's what it all turns out.
Really didn't benefit us, So we kind of left that alone, and we focus more on individuals. Let's get people who believe in what we do to join our movement, to become a part of something that's greater than self, and become a part of our movement. So that's obviously another way.
Wow, that's great.
Those are some of the ways. We also do grants. You
do that too?
Yeah, we don't aggressively go out and write every grant that comes down the pipe, and we don't do that because in my opinion, sometimes when organizations become too grant dependent, when the grant funds run out, then your whole entire organization is in jeopardy of dismantling, and then the people who suffer the most are the people that your organization was serving. So
yes.
we've always made sure to manage and not outgrow ourselves to where we get $3 million, and then 3 years later we're back at square one because we weren't able to raise and match that and keep it going in a consistent way. So that's one of the reasons why we usually go after smaller community grants, 1,000 here, 2,000 there, 5,000 here. We were just recently the Rotary Club donated. Well, they didn't donate, but they funded us a project for $70,000, and so
great.
Those are the ranges of what grants that we typically get.
Oh, this is great. Yeah. So it sounds like all the King's Men, you have a lot of great plans, and you're doing a lot. I just have a couple more questions before I let you go. I'm wondering how many, an estimated amount of children do you think you serve? Yeah. I don't know if you look at it on a yearly basis, or because people are turning 18 every year, so or do you look at it over the last 7 years? But
well, we look at it in different ways. When we look at it overall, two things that we do for our students. when you join the program, you're in it for an entire year, which is a 9-month program that we have. And at the end of that, you are inducted as a member of all the Kingsmen. You get a certificate and you're inducted as a member. And each year you get another certificate recognizing the number of years you've been in the organization.
Oh, man.
Upon graduating from high school, you become what we call a lifetime member. And what we mean by that is you are now a permanent member of our mentorship brotherhood that we've created. No matter where you go in the world, you know, you have the tools and you have what it takes to become a mentor and give back what was given to you. And you also stay connected to the organization through that. And so when you look at it, you know, from the standpoint of how many total members have we had, it's been well over 300 members.
Great. Wow. That's great.
And I say that because this year, this upcoming fall, we're going to be mentoring over 200 boys in our organization this year alone. We're going to be mentoring 200 boys, and I'm getting stumbled up trying to say it because it's
it's a lot larger.
I know that, you know, the thing about it is I personally mentor every one of those boys, every single one of them. There's not a boy that I have not met in that number that I shared with you. There's not a boy that I don't have a personal connect. It may not be like a very strong, this is my personal mentor, he helps me with everything, but I do have a presence in all of their lives, and I communicate with them all, and I let each of them know that they are a part of something, that we love them. You know, I may not be their particular mentor, but, you know, I tell all the boys that I'm your mentor. And,
I got you.
So that's an incredible thing to even sit here to think that I have actually mentored up to 300 young people.
That's powerful.
And we believe that we're going to be able to touch generations long after we're gone. All the Kingsmen will still be an institution standing in this earth that is a representation of, you know, of God's kingdom on earth.
Well, that even leads me to my second question. Do you see this, because you mentioned a long time from now, do you see this being something that can move out of the Nashville area and be in other parts of the country? Is that where your vision, or is your mind like, let me just focus on Nashville?
Man, when I first had the vision, all the way back 7 years ago, I saw all the Kingsmen in another country, but it was more of a European setting. You know, there was white people, and I could see white faces. That's the actual vision that I had, and so we've always had a global vision. And for a couple of years, we had this internal slogan called "Think Global." And the reason we wanted everybody in our organization to think global is because we wanted to present our organization to the globe, to everybody. So everything that we did, you had to think about, this is going out to the world. You know, even though we were doing, you know, grassroots things, you know, our mentality was, if we put it out on the internet, this is going out to the world. Yeah. And so our audience, you know, was the world. Let's show the world what we're doing here, so that one day, in my opinion, our actual work will reach the vision that I had. Maybe one day we will be, you know, in another country, serving people of all colors, creeds, you know, races and religions, you know. And that's another thing that's very important that I'd like to share about all the Kingsmen. It's, you know, we are not a Christian organization. Okay. You know, we're not. We are a faith-based organization, a faith-based mentorship organization. We are not affiliated with any church or any other organization. Okay. We are our own. So a young man who's
Muslim or Jewish or something could still.
Anybody can join. Okay. We don't tell you can't join.
Gotcha.
But it is important for us to know that our leader and our mentor and the person that we follow is the life of Jesus of Nazareth. You know, that's the example that we choose to exhibit. Okay. And our values in our organization, our faith. You know, fun. We want to make sure we're having fun.
Yes.
We want to care. Care is one of our values. And hope. We always want to make sure that we are continually building hope. And so our organization, again, faith-based mentorship, our values are what they are. And it's open to anybody. Traditionally, we've helped African-American boys because there's a need.
Definitely is a need for that.
And so that's what we've been doing.
No, man, it sounds exciting. It sounds like you're doing a lot of really important and exciting things in the community. Before you go, I just need you to let the people know, how can they get in touch with you, website or email, whatever works for you, and so they can get more information, because I wish we had more time to talk about this because this is powerful.
You know, this is taking me back to my radio days. I get to do a
do it like
commercial.
That.
You know, you can find out about all the Kingsmen online at www.atkm.org. You can also find us on Facebook at AKM Global. We're on Twitter at ATKM Tweets. We're on Instagram at ATKM Mentoring. So take any of those places. Go find out about what we're doing. We need you to support us because, as we've always said, you know, from 7 years ago, we cannot do it without you.
And that before we leave, I do want to say congratulations on 7 years in existence. It's a powerful story.
Yeah, man.
And thanks for sharing it.
No problem, buddy.
All right. And once again, you've been tuning into Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. See you next time.